Hey guys, Zach here, Zack Ventures, 7-Figure Investor Pro. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube station. This video in particular is about interacting with the presenter, which was myself last night at a big Disruptors event. It's super important to show up, engage people, ask the questions, ask for the number, and execute. It's about consistency, it's about showing up, it's about putting yourself in the position to win the game and rock and roll. And so roll up the sleeves, put on those shoes and get out of the house, talk to people, ask the questions, and follow up. So there's a lot of common questions that I'm going to be answering after my presentation, which you'll see. Hopefully those are relevant to you as well. You'll gain some insight and some information, and you too will put yourself in the position of these people, beginning investors, novice investors, and very experienced investors that were asking very good, engaging questions, and hopefully you'll find that extremely useful again for your business. So thanks for watching, and see the attached. Awesome. Yeah.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Of course, knock it out.
Rudolph, man.
Yeah.
I work with Max and Steve.
Awesome.
So I did hear that you started very early and when the whole crash happened. And
Yeah.
kind of thing. So right now, being into 2020,
Yeah.
if I want to start the model that you're doing right now, which
Yeah.
is like buying properties, I'm assuming you buy cash at this point, right?
Yes.
Me not being able to buy cash, what would be the best?
OPM or hard money. It depends, right? So if you guys are in the model and you have disruptors around you and you have access to wholesale deals where you can buy with good equity in there, then capitalize on it and at least pick up one or two for yourself. Take the money that you're profiting from wholesaling and keep one. Maybe you move in that, or you own your house right now?
Yeah.
Perfect. So the next one you're gonna get, and you're gonna rent it to your buddies and 3 of their friends, so you know they're gonna pay your rent. But you're buying at such a good basis that you have equity, so it's easy for the banks to finance when you have good equity. How's your credit?
Excellent.
Excellent.
790.
Amazing. So I'm huge on transparency. So keep maintaining that credit. Report your income from your flips. Make sure you show good income so you qualify to buy that home direct, and then put it in your thing.
Now, because I quit my job in July. I was in Gatorade and I started wholesaling.
Yep.
So
the background in 2 years of the business,
Exactly.
but you have really good credit, and if you have good equity, even if you have to do short-term hard money and then refinance out in a year, hard money's pretty cheap now for a buying home. Maybe you can get it at 8%.
Yeah.
If you're still getting, if maybe your yield is 9%, you still have the 1%, but don't forget about the cushioning of the equity in that deal.
You're putting
So then all of a sudden in a year, you refinance it out. When you've been in wholesaling for 2 years, speak to a banker and say, how long will it take you to qualify me for this asset? Okay, here's my stipulation, here's my background. How long till I can literally hit that clock, you could refinance out this hard money, and then all of a sudden you're golden. Now instead of 8%, you're 3%, and your cash flow is through the roof.
Okay.
Does that make sense? That's the game plan. Then you take that one, then you ask the banker, how long till I can finance the next one? Let them dictate that. In the interim, keep fucking flipping and making that money so you can have a nice down payment and cushioning for the bank.
Okay. And overall, you probably said this already. I came a little bit late, but you're looking at after repair value. What's the percentage that you're looking to buy?
I want to net 10% of my deal. So I don't necessarily have a direct formula other than the fact that after I buy a home for X, I put in Y. I need to, after my overall basis, so if I buy for X and I put in Y, you add those together and that's your Z number. That Z number, I need to make 10% of that Z number. So for example, I buy for 200, I put in 20, how much do I need to make?
Yeah, you got 220.
22,000.
Yeah.
So if I can't make 22,000 on that, or I can't rent that out and bring in $20,000 in gross income on the rental, then it doesn't fit my buy box. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So you want to set your criteria accordingly to what you're comfortable doing. Just because I like a 10%, maybe you want to buy it at 20% and you're more conservative than me. Or you're like, I'm going to take on more risk, I'll take an 8. But that's just my criteria.
Obviously, you're doing it. I would think that it's hard.
Hey buddy, how are you, Miguel? Good to see you, buddy. Good.
Buying a property at 200, putting 20 in renovations. How the hell do you get 2,200 a month on?
Well, that's going to be tough, but I'm not saying you don't need 2,200 per se. Maybe you get 1,800, but you have equity in that deal. Okay. So you're in it at 220, but it's worth 270. That 50 equity, I'm happy to take a little less than 10% because I have that 50,000 to play with. So if I sell that in a year and I reverse into my return, I'm still going to get that yield. Too many people are caught up in saying like, I'll buy a home and there's tenants in there. They're under market. I get it, but I don't care because I have equity on the back end. So you can't just just buy on an algorithm. You have to look at the macro, the big picture of things.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you may actually get, with the equity,
you're going to make more than you projected. That's correct. So don't be like, oh, I'm going to be deterred by the deal because there's a tenant paying $1,200 when rent should be $1,700. But you have $50,000 in back end equity. Factor in the back end equity, and now it's good. Perfect example. I just bought a deal in South Phoenix. Luigi was with me. Bought the home, and it's rented for $900. I paid $180. That doesn't pencil out, but I paid $180. But it's worth $250. Would you buy for $180, and even though you're getting $900 a month for a year?
Absolutely.
Okay, why?
Because you can sell it in a year and still you're
bingo. And what's your yield? You're going to make 50 on that. So what's your return? 30% annualized return if you sold in 1 year. And so that's what you have to think about.
And you mentioned that 50 because you hold it for a year.
It already has the 50 today. It's worth that today. I'm not projecting a future value. The value today is 250. I paid 180. Who cares that the rent's 900? Who gives a fuck? I'm happy somebody's in there paying the electric utilities and I cover my small overhead of taxes and insurance and some landscaping. Give me that back end equity and I'm happy.
And the taxes are much less than just doing a flip, right? Because you mentioned the
capital, federal, and state taxes. Because again, if you flip a home, you're paying 40%. You hold that asset for 1 year and it's rented out, 20% gain. That's a huge difference. Make sense? So look at the big picture of the deal. Don't just be quick to say 900. I don't want this deal. No, what's it worth? Jump on that fucking deal. I don't care if you hemorrhage a little money in the short term because you have big back end money.
So if we were to find a deal like that, and we bring it to you,
yeah,
and we want like to stay like this. Our long-term goal is like you.
Yes.
Being you.
Okay.
So how would we bring you that deal, and how like do you work with people, or you don't like?
You don't need. No, I don't. I'm happy to help structure the deal. But you bring that to me, I'll help structure. Even if you guys have to put short-term, harder money or something on there again, you want to capitalize on that. You're going to incur a little more risk because you're going to put hopefully just regular bank financing. One of you signs on that one, the next signs on the next one. You're working on your credit and making money. But big picture, you guys could partner and then swap them out or sell them in a year and have your own operating agreement and protect yourself. I traditionally don't like to JV on long-term holds because again, you may want to hold it for 10 years and maybe you get married and move to Dallas and all of a sudden we have a conflict of interest. We can only control what we can control. Okay, so I just recommend financing individually and maybe have your own partnership kind of on the side because otherwise, if you both co-sign, it screws up both your credit on those deals. So one person finances one, the next finances the other.
So only one person on the loan.
Correct. Or try and get that on an assumption with somebody, or worst case, you get hard money because you know you have that huge back end equity. Who cares about the short-term lower yield when you want to capitalize on that back end equity?
But you're not selling in a year, right? You typically hold them for...
I mean, if that thing's cash flowing, who gives a shit? In an ideal world, yeah, you sell it in 366 days, but that doesn't always happen. I'm not going to let taxes solely dictate my business strategy. If I can make $60,000 in a year, or if I make $60,000 tomorrow, give me the $60,000. I have opportunities for new deals. If I didn't have new deals, I would keep it.
But typically, your goal is to hold them more than a year?
No, 1 year at least. But I'm holding.
Did you buy it cash or did you get a loan?
Cash. Everything. I don't get any loans. But I'm past that. But I'm using my lines of credit. I've cross-collateralized my single-family homes to get the lines of credit to go buy new assets. That's the deal. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I'm happy to introduce you to those bankers or show you the model or whatever it is. Yeah, I know.
I just put it down, so.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Good. Call me anytime, literally. Happy to help.
My name is Megan.
Hey, Megan.
Nice to meet you. I'm totally new.
I'm Jesse.
How you doing, Jesse?
Nice.
I'm totally new to all of
Cool.
this.
Yeah.
So I'm just meeting
flipping and a
everybody.
real estate agent.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but my thing too is like she's new and we're gonna get involved. I have another partner with another as far as flipping, and I've done real estate. But like with the like rentals and stuff, do you like I've seen like different rules, like 3 to 6 months. Banks want to see income, rental income, and all that. Or is there like did you just call around, ask banks or credit unions like, hey, will you look at these or do this, or did you build that 3 to 6 month rental portfolio and then say okay to get your rentals? Because that's one thing I have no experience is rentals.
Okay, so you want to get that occupied as quickly as possible and cash flowing. The banks don't want to lend on a non-cash flowing asset. Obviously, it has the ability to cash flow, but until you show the income, the deposit, the monthly rents, they say there's no income. So they're going to look at income and cash flow in terms of bankability. So it's super important to get that occupied. The bank will dictate how long maybe it needs to be seasoned seasoned, or how long did you own it for? Is there any other debt on there? Are you refinancing it? So there's different things. Yeah, so they want to take a look at those different deals to figure that out.
Do you technically have one yours? Like, if you did you usually refinance with them at the same time and then have them do that?
I work with numerous banks, and so I've refied other stuff. So if all of a sudden one lender was at 5, and I got a new guy offering money at 4.5, let's go 4.5. But it also depends on loan to value. Maybe the 4.5 is at 65% loan to value, but the 5's at 80, which means that they're going to loan me less money. I'd rather take maybe a little bit more money on the deal if I needed the money at 5 than shortchange myself for a 0.5 point of interest. So you have to look at the big picture to decide what's important to you. Yeah. Makes sense? You're like, what are you talking about? You're smart, you get it.
I get it. I've never worked in this industry my entire life, and I'm changing where I work.
Yep.
So, no, it's definitely a lot. Totally different game.
Good.
Totally. Yeah.
All
But
right.
thanks for your time.
Yeah, hopefully, did you guys like what you heard? Did you learn anything?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Learned some
Excellent.
stuff, took notes down here.
Great.
So.
You got my number anyway. I can help
yeah,
you guys.
I really
Let's do some
appreciate
deals.
Yeah,
Love it.
I sent a text to your number. So
Okay, D and G. What's the thing? D. D and F. I got it. No, I already got it. See, I already saw it. Crazy. I looked at it. I got you. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. Let's do some deals. What's up, man?
How's it going, man?
Good. David, good to meet you. Zach. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to know how we could possibly get business. I deal with insurance. I'm a public adjuster.
Okay.
A lot of times, like, roofs get damaged by storm, hail, fires, and floods. I was just wondering if there's an angle for me to get into that game.
Send me your information. Text me because I won't remember. Is that the name of your stuff?
Yeah, our company.
Put send me your whole V card and what your specialty is, and I'll save you in there. Literally, it's my Rolodex and like how we can do business. So if you find stuff that people don't want to spend the money and fix, I would buy it and get the claim with you guys, and then buy it and still pay them the money. So when you're out at these homes, say if you don't want to mess with the fire, you don't want to mess with the hail, whatever it is, I got a buyer for you. You still get paid, I get paid, and everyone's happy. So literally, anytime you see those deals and people don't want to do the work, we keep the insurance intact until I close, or I close, we keep it intact. I pay the insurance, they do the work, and then we're good to go. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Send me the stuff. Nice to meet you as well.
Colin, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. Say your name?
Colin?
Colin, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So my question for you is because I don't know nothing about real estate. I just turned 19, man.
Cool.
And I really heard this event from a coworker, and I'm really interested in about real estate itself. So is there anything that you would recommend for someone who's starting out, just so young?
I recommend getting your license. I'm a huge, because that gives you a good fundamental of, hey, what's going on in the market. A license maybe costs you $500, but all of a sudden you're going to have a huge differentiating factor from everybody else. Hey, I'm licensed, so you can interface with everybody and see kind of where that steers you. Maybe you like representation, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to flip properties, maybe you want to own them. But at least it gives you a fundamental foundation of what to do and how to go about doing it.
Right.
That's how I started. I got my license and I started going on the street, and I knew I didn't want to represent people. I felt it was a headache, so I just wanted to do deals. But maybe you're more patient than me. I'm not a patient person. I want to get going.
Sure.
So I would probably explore getting your license, and then just start looking, coming to these events and seeing what people do, and see if that fits your personality, and kind of go from there.
Right, sounds good, man.
For
Appreciate
sure.
that.
Thanks for coming out. Good to meet you. You got my number. If you ever need anything, I'm happy to help you. Call
All right,
me.
sounds good, man.
I got you.
Appreciate that.
What's up, baller?
How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I came to see you. I saw you on Instagram. You're going to be
Awesome.
speaking here. So.
Yeah.
Mine's the Zach Ventures YouTube channel.
You're live on the whole deal.
What's up, guys?
This isn't YouTube. This is a whole reality show we're coming out with. Yeah, so it's gonna be. You're gonna be in the show.
Yeah, on HGTV.
HGTV coming out.
He's big time.
What's the deal on our deal? I do deals with this guy. He's a beast. How old are you now? 20? 19? 21 now. He's official. Let's get you a drink.
Since I was 19.
Here's my drink to you.
Drink
yourself
to me?
a drink.
Perfect.
There. What's the update on our mid-century modern home? Here it comes. Let's go.
I was coming to talk to you about that. I'm getting a hold of them. I think I might have to see if I can get them moved into somewhere. I got a couple options, but I'll keep you posted, and then
we're patient.
If it happens, it happens. So I'm trying to stay patient.
When it happens.
When it happens.
I don't need the house tomorrow. It could be in 2 weeks. It could be in a month. Let's just stay on it.
I can wait a month, but I know.
But don't be impatient.
I know we're eager for it.
I know you're eager. I don't need the house tomorrow, so when it happens, and let's go. That's a good. It'll be a fine deal.
Yeah.
If he needs an extra $500 to throw him to get the fuck out, let's give him $500 out of my my pocket and get them out.
Thinking, yeah.
I'll pay for it.
Okay, yeah.
Just
I'll
let me know.
Yeah, we'll
Don't throw it there until you have to, but that's your trump card to say, here's your 500.
I'm not going to, but you know how they are.
Right.
They're tricky to get a hold of.
This guy's, how many deals have you done?
How many?
20? You and I have done 3 or 4, probably?
Yeah, I think we did like 5.
4 or 5?
Year, but yeah.
One guy, 21 years old, started when you were what, 19?
18, yeah.
Yeah, you brought your sister here? Yeah.
Oh, it looked like we could be.
Unrelated, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Anyway, well, I'll let you.
Awesome, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Good to see you. How you doing?
Hey, how are you? It's super nice to meet you.
Yeah, your name?
I'm Shereen.
Sheree.
Yeah. So 200 now. How many of those are yours outright?
Like, do I own free and clear? Probably half, maybe.
That's awesome.
That's a lot.
So I was just curious because I'm more on the buyer investor side too. So
Okay.
my background, broker 20 years, investor started at 26, all that stuff too.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of builder lease backs and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
It was my model. And then I kept a fair amount. So I had 42 homes at 30 something.
Yeah.
Which is not even nearly you, but that was
No,
kind of
it's all
the trick. And then I
relative.
got real sick.
Oh.
And real sick for 6 years.
Oh,
I
shit.
was hemorrhaging like 30 grand a month.
Oh, my
couldn't
God.
work. So most of my portfolio went to keep me alive. So I'm rebuilding it right now.
Yep.
And I was really intrigued to talk to you because I'm just looking around and I'm like, how the hell do I even make this work? You know, get margins thin, inventory tight.
It is,
So
yeah.
I was really curious if you were buying primarily. My source flow was builders. So I'd put them on a lease back.
Your source flow is what?
Was builders.
Okay.
So I'd put them on a lease back, bring
Yep.
in investors,
I love it,
take
right.
them off of it, do a profit split, and then
Yeah.
keep it.
Yeah.
Right? It would pay
Yeah.
itself up.
Love it.
Builders aren't doing that anymore, right? So at least not now. So I'm like, okay, how do I go out and actually buy in bulk? I can put the money together. Bring
Yep.
people's money. Are you doing everything through wholesalers? Or
No, literally,
how are you sourcing most of your
like
deals?
here, you saw the amount of people that I've done business with there. They're independent people. That guy's an agent. The guy in the front was a door knocker.
Yeah.
I have agents from 2002 that when I started out, I keep everyone on my phone. I follow up
So
with
a lot
people.
of agent
So
referrals.
I get a lot of one-off stuff.
Yeah.
Tons of agent referrals. Little young coming to stuff like this and telling all these guys you're a buyer.
Yeah.
I know it cannibalizes my business. No, I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
I'm real sensitive to that, dude, because I'm like,
kidding.
shit, there's
No,
not
you're-
a lot of us
no,
buyers anymore.
no.
I can't buy like you can.
No,
so.
no, I don't care.
I'm like at your, I'm at your ankles.
There's enough
Yeah.
for everybody. I'm serious. So it's
Well,
like
that
I
was a
encourage
curiosity.
it. Yeah.
So I
So
was talking-
literally everybody. So I don't have like, oh my God, I have one source who feeds me properties. It's beyond diverse. Everyone's like, who's this deal from? Never heard of them. Who's this? I'm telling you, like that guy right there. I have a deal in escrow with him. His mother brought him something from a mortgage company. This guy met from a lease purchase, and he's purchased 3 of my homes. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I'm actually starting a I was just posting a women's real estate investing meetup.
I just had a meeting with a lady who's doing the same thing. One of my tenants.
Really?
Her name is Amy Amadeo. Do you know her?
No.
I'll put you in touch with her.
Yeah, where is she at? Where in the valley?
She's in Mesa, but she's with some financial group.
Yeah.
There'd be a synergy with you guys. I'll put you
That
together
would be
with her.
interesting.
They want me to speak at it, so we
Send
can
me a
do that.
text.
Yeah, send me your info and say Women's Investor Group and whatever.
Yeah.
And however I can help you, let me know. And tell me what your buy box is.
Yeah.
So if certain deals don't fit my criteria, I'll send them to
I
you.
will. What's your number? So that was part of the reason I was like, I'm just going to set this up as a funnel for realtors and everybody else.
Yeah.
But that's good.
But
to
letting
know.
them know, like everyone you've done business with, if you send it out and say that you've done business with them,
Yeah.
there's a high likelihood that they'll send you deals too. Say, hey, you keep double commissions and go from there. JR was an agent as well. No, you're cool. I gotta go. All right, buddy. Great to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, man.
You too. Next week
Thank
for
you
sure.
your
Let's do
time.
it.
Have
My
a good
pleasure.
talk to everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Have a good
Pleasure.
one.
Take it easy.
This weekend or next weekend?
Next weekend. Yeah, I'm slammed this week. Next weekend for sure. He's a beast. Who's the UFC guy?
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor showed up to this event. I mean, to support me. He's my self-protection. Anybody who doesn't pay the rent on time, or they're not paying their carrybacks or anything else, I'm sending out McGregor.
Celebrity, how you
Hey,
doing?
good. How you
Joey
doing?
Vigil, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice hat, brother.
Thank
I like
you.
it.
You're gonna get one when we do deals.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, for sure. Just wanted to say hello, man. You know,
Awesome.
I'm new to Phoenix. Been out here. I came from Tucson, so I didn't come.
Oh,
here.
that's not far.
I moved up here to wholesale.
Cool.
Just wanted to say hello, man. You know,
Let's do deals. Have you done any? Okay,
Yeah.
great. Who did you sell to?
Keegley.
Okay. So the difference between nothing, Keegley's great, those guys are great, but they're an intermediary, right? You're going to sell to them and they're going to sell out. So you're going to make more money to selling to me, and I'm going to get a better deal by dealing directly with you. So when you cut out that middleman, your margin's going to go up a little bit, and my buy price is going to be a little bit better because you don't need necessarily those middlemen. So you want to find guys, you start building your direct buyers list with guys like me, you're going to be more profitable.
Right. Which I need to do, which I don't.
Correct.
Really, I mean,
and again, I don't. Those guys are great. Everyone's got a place in this market, but when you start talking about cost of goods sold, direct, right? It's like buying direct from an individual or buying from a wholesaler. The wholesaler has that direct price. They're marketing it up to me. I don't do direct marketing because I'm too busy. My model works as it is. But for you, you want to cut out all that fat as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
man. So I just wanted,
You got my number, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good. Text me your information and wholesaler. Sign me on there, and anytime you want me to underwrite a deal or give you a price, text me and I'm on it. We'll make it happen.
Cool. Right now, we actually we partnered up with Scott.
Dawson?
Yeah.
I know Scott Dawson.
I had a bunch of data. I was like, hey, man, would you be willing to, let's JV on all this data and shit like that. And we did. We picked up a couple deals for RVM.
Okay.
But now it's turning into something a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
He's like, always a pleasure, man. Flying to Miami, nice to see my dad.
Great to see you. Appreciate it. Stay in touch. Be good. Later.
Yeah, so we, like you say, you go to these things and you just meet people.
You show up hard of the battle. You got to talk to look at all these guys networking. It's easy to be comfortable and be like, here's my buddy, let's stick together.
Right.
Take yourself out of that comfort zone and engage fucking everybody. What do you have to lose? Nothing. It's your time.
Right. That's exactly what
you don't know who's here. I can guarantee you, I've done deals with a lot of people. There's real players right here, right now. What's not a better place to interface with people and network and do your thing? I'm telling you. I'm a buyer, you know that. You're a seller. We're a match made in heaven. Let's go. So I'll be waiting for your call, and I'll be waiting for the deals. And any way I can help you in between, you call me. I will help you out. I underwrite my deals at night, so if you text me, typically from 7 to 11 o'clock at night, I'll come back with an answer for you and go from there. Yeah, let's do some business. Appreciate you coming out. Take it easy. Thank you. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Do not forget to like. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. And most importantly, share the wealth. We've all started somewhere. We all need help in this business, including myself. No one knows every single thing. So don't forget to share the wealth by that share button. If you want to know even more and take it to the next level, please check out 7figureinvestorpro.com, where I give the A to Z, chapter by chapter, how to flip and how to hold for rentals, for the longevity of your life, for great annuities of income from the pro. That's Yo. We'll see you on the other side. Take care. Thanks.